Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that. Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Yeah, people, we are back. Right away, you can call in. Right away, you can call in, people. Phone line is up and running, ready to go. Big up yourself. All right, so Giovanni, right off the bat, individual errors. Before I go any further, though, welcome back everyone to the coach's desk. I am your host, Coach Minzy, and we are here to do the post-match analysis of the game that was played between Jamaica and Peru in Lima. It was a 3-0 blanking by the Peruvians over the Reggae Boyz. We saw a very good display in the first half rather, and there are a lot of positives that we can take from the game itself. So definitely the fans seem to be pleased with how the team played initially. I mean, the there were some stuff or players that still not impressed with, but definitely. First caller coming in. Caller, welcome to the show. You're live.
Yes, yes.
Turn
Good night, sir.
turn
Yeah, I'm
down the
trying. Yeah,
background.
I'm
Turn down the
doing that right
background.
now.
Mhm.
Yes, I want to say it was a good first half.
Mhm.
We played very well.
Yes.
Like we about 4 games short. We should have changed the whole coach 4 games ago or 3 games ago.
Mhm.
Haka must see a Jamaican team ever again. The man had a wide open pass to the goalkeeper. The man tried to pass the ball diagonal when the man had cut off the angle. And him look up and see the man, and him still have forced the ball. The first goal was scored, it's as him again. He makes Speedy do 3 times the amount of work with Speedy have to do. That's why the man pull up at the end of the game. We blame
Mhm.
Haka for that too.
Mhm.
You understand me?
Yes.
I blame him for everything. The only good goal was scored the last goal. And I can't believe I'm a goalkeeper myself. That goal, the ball, like kick, curve, and dip. No goal, not even not even name one of the EPL goal in them. None of them can save that. I don't even think our goalkeeper, number one goalkeeper, that saved the ball. It's a
That's
beautiful goal.
that's the last
But
goal.
yeah,
That's the last goal.
the last goal. That's the only one I give them. Yes, the last goal. So we lose 3-0, but I would say it's 1-0.
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
understand me? But I don't understand. I guess Paul Hall was playing Haka to show everybody say Haka no good. And in the I that the man a walk from the 20th minute, have him hand on him hip, and a point, tell man where to go, where him supposed to go. It make poor Speedy. I'm sorry for Speedy. Speedy should beg a change from the first half, because how come he can play a whole game in a one half?
Mhm.
Anyway, that's how I'm saying, Reggie. Good, and you guys doing a good job. All right? I
All
don't
right.
want to listen.
Yeah, man. Big up
All
yourself.
right, my brother.
Yeah,
Cool,
man.
cool.
Thanks for
Yeah,
calling.
yeah. I'm a car from Bronx, New York.
Bronx, New York. All right. Big up the whole Bronx and
Uh,
open to stay
yeah, man.
safe, Cause me say that's something that not going too good, The
Well,
virus
I'm
thing.
still home, because I work from home now,
Oh,
so
you
I'm
work
still
from
home. So
home.
I'm not really go out unless unless me go buy food,
Okay.
supermarket and thing. Me try to stay as much as possible. All right, my brother.
Yeah,
Cool.
man, cool. Big up yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so there we have the first call from New York. All right, people. So the phone line is open. You can call in and let us hear what you have to say. I sound low? Oh, I know, dear man. Caller, good night. You're live. Oh, this is our friend Balakar.
I must retire. I must want farewell match I can play. And I ask the coach.
Where
You know,
says
see, I can mash up your man them game. I can mash up your man them game, you know. And coach, me not tell no lie. Lamar Walker needs to leg off of the ball. Every time the man have the ball at Jiver, Fletcher now one little space, see man roll the ball or the man look like he might try to prove something. You see me?
What do you mean if you man want to impress the coach?
So how you go impress the coach? The coach not gonna impress with that.
More but you say you try to prove something, but me I say I prove you might try impress the coach.
He might do it wrong. The youth named King can play. You see me? And Topi no come play bad. Me no feel say 3 goal, I 1 goal me feel say fi score and I last goal. All one error too. But the first goal no fi score. The head of the weak a man light and weak the support.
Yeah, man.
You see me? And me like how Jordan Fletcher come and hold up the ball and distribute it. He ain't get no service, but he do what he do. You see me?
He wasn't composed though for me because he took some shots that went though high in the sky, like cricketing
Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
So he wasn't composed in front of the goal
He
for
kind
me.
of a frustration cause that, you know.
I wouldn't say
ball
frustration alone, because it was a good link-up play between Lamar Walker and the ball passed back inside to him. And him just shot the ball up in the air or shoot the ball up in the air. So, I mean, he wasn't composed in my estimation.
Because we game still a be an error.
Yeah, man.
Tell no lie.
Error for some of the games.
Yeah, man. But we just call him to say, boy, yeah, I think I can farewell game this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think farewell game.
Yeah,
The
man.
man from 20 minutes gone in a game, the man a walk right through.
Ah, boy. Definitely.
So me there I go and watch and so I go and see.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. And thanks for calling, Balakar.
Ah.
All right, big up. Yeah, people. That's where it is. Let me see if I can get the stats up. See how these players were rated. So while you're calling, I'll be doing this at the same time simultaneously. So all right, but I think there are some positive. I think I like how Richard King played. A very good player. He acquitted himself very well. Can't take that away from him. Can't take that away from him at all. All right, so the overall stats of the game: ball possession 39% for Jamaica, 61 for Peru. Total shots 6, 9 for Peru, 3 shots on target, 6 for Peru. Shots off target, 3, 2 for Peru. Block shots, none, 1 for Peru. Corner, 4 corners by for the Reggae Boyz. None for Peru. That's all right. Or Peru get them corner there. Offside, 1 for the Reggae Boyz, 4 for Peru. $22 fouls for the Reggae Boyz, 12 for Peru, 1 yellow card for Reggae Boyz, none for Peru. Big chances created, 1 big chance we created, 3 for Peru. 1 big chance we missed it. Peru missed 1. Shots inside the box, 5 from us, 5 from Peru. Shots outside the box, 1 from us, 4 from Peru. Keeper save, 3 on either end. We had 337 passes, 546 for Peru, 74% passing accuracy for us, 84 for Peru. Long balls, 33%, 61, 20 were made, or 20 were accurate. 55% for Peru, 44 and 80. 44 from 80. Crosses, 5 from 14. That gives a 36%. Peru, 3 from 9. That gives a 33%. So that's the stats on the overall game. You know? But more so, we played well first half, but come back in the second half, we didn't do so well at all. I think we came out flat in the second half, and I think it would have cost us, you know? It would have. Nevertheless, it was a good game, I believe. First 45. There's not much to say on the side that is deemed negative. No. The boys did well in the first half. I running through some people were saying it in the first half. They some people on some different sites were saying the team looks good in the first half. Well coached machine or well oiled machine and stuff like that. So some of the people were, you know, impressed with what they actually see. Huh? All right, let me see if I could run through some of the comments. No, so we can run through comments. Enough. All right, Javon said individual errors cost us, coach. Brown alone ready. Aka should be left in Peru. All right. Still promising first half, and with the A team, we'll see smarter on the ball individuals decision. Excuse me, people. It's past my bedtime. All right. King, Javian Brown, Walker, Malik Owl as backup right back to make it out of this team. Aka days are done now, man. Aka a insect in a man. The man possible. Joan Clark's a good play, Reggae Boys. Aka must stop ya. Aka out on mute. Better we did play with 10 than start Aka. I cannot believe man say Lamar no play good. Andre Beckford, big up yourself. Aka out Gamma Zone Kiddo. Sample. Too many back passes. Like that. Them say about Aka, you know. I saw some very good sign tonight. Me as well. Top out now. Aka fi come out. Aka man of the match with that assist. And then say Aka could stay in Peru. 100 lashes in halfway tree square for Mr. 140. Busy asking should be in the game against Mexico. Glimpse of Messi. Amal Knight is a shopkeeper. The gear saved that. Coach, do you think the coach play Aka to show him up? I'm not sure. Aka didn't close out on that last goal. We play without urgency. Amal to save that. Yeah, man, me keep to, but that last goal couldn't stop. Yeah, man, the last goal never, man. Night better than white. Rhyme. Edu Mendy save that easy. Coach, your sound low. Speedy deserve double pay. As I said, I'm a bit confused in the coach's decision to take Aka to Peru. If it is that he wants a look at players with qualifiers in mind, then what's the sense to carry Aka? Aka my idol party till me 140. The man saved the curve and the dip on the it a go hard to stop. Bogle down Bronx, big up. Alright, Boogie down Bronx, big up. Oh, good game, Jamaican friends. JM2, big up yourself. People, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have not liked the live yet, please do so. Sanitize, people. I can mash up the game and mash up Speedy Foot. The technical committee picked the local team. Him only proves clueless. Game and mash up Speedy Foot. The technical committee picked the local team. Think all. Him only proves money, man.
What a go on, Coach Minzy.
That a go on, pan. What a go on.
You know, so we have to jump up. We have to jump out to that because we one day me watch a different game, Coach Minzy.
Yeah.
Me dey on a channel a while ago. And me hear the man them a say, Lamar Walker no good. Him no play nothing. Him lose the ball. Him man worthless. He no fit in a Jamaica team.
That not right.
So me I wonder if so me have to come over here so cause maybe through me wear glasses and thing. So me I me come to ask. Me wonder if the Jamaica match whether go on past TVJ Sport Network. If I the game there.
You did I watch with your glasses, brother?
Yes, I mean I wonder if you watch it over on TVJ, cause me I say the man them say Lamar Walker no good. Him no for dep on the team. Him lose the whole of the ball them. So me I wonder if
you see the problem I have. You see the problem I have, Mannings, with a baller like Lamar Walker. People don't understand a baller like that. He's gonna get. Apparently, he gets the role to dribble with the ball and take on players. Once you have a baller like that, I saw Lamar Walker play in him club team. You know, he's gonna take on players and he look more confident in pass the ball around. He makes some link up players. I don't know. Probably a different game than that watch.
Watch it. So here's me I say, like Jamaica play 4-2-3-1, and sometimes then transition to 4-3-3.
4-3-3, yes.
Right. So he was always out on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There were two wingers, Deshaun Beckford, Lamar Walker. Him look better than Deshaun Beckford on the other side. All right. He did more. He was coming back more than ever before. He won the most free kick for Jamaica in the entire game. All right. Now, a hacker supposed to have come to him, to receive the ball. Hacker never da come collect the ball. Especially in the second half. Jordan Fletcher get tired. So what the youth not he had to dribble, he had to cut inside. So it looked like no, he must play midfield because he had to be going inside with the ball. You understand? Because the wing back supposed to go outside. If nobody coming for the ball, it's late in the game. You see him start, make some little combination passes and thing. He was doing all of that. So I am saying that, Marky, you can say a youth not good in previous games, but you have to give a man credit where it is due. At the same time, Richard King gave away the ball. Good debut for a youngster. Give him credit for that. Look very well. Him give away the ball more than Lamar Walker, in terms of long passes, He did that more than Lamar Walker. All right? I don't criticize him. But a man going to look on the game now and say Lamar Walker not good. But then the man say no, Richard King so good. He can start at Chelsea centre back. Based on this game. To me, son, man say Busy Atkinson look better than Lamar Walker. What I know? I mean, so the man hold the ball too long. All right?
But even if them saying hold the ball too long,
he not lose it.
Even if them saying hold the ball too long, Mannings, as I said before, he's that type of player, right? He looks better to me in this game than previous games that I've seen him played, especially the last game at the National Stadium.
Yeah, a whole lot better. I am saying to you, do we have better players available to Jamaica? Yes, we do. But in this game, based on what we see, if you select 5 Jamaicans that look good in the game, you have to select Lamar Walker. You cannot find 5 players who you say play good and don't call Lamar Walker name. In this game, I'm not talking about last time or over the years or when doing a USL. And this game tonight, the man won the most free kicks for Jamaica. And this game tonight, he made more passes than any other Jamaica. Go and check check the stats. The man made more passes than anybody else. 1 more foul than anybody else. So even if he held on to the ball long enough, honestly, this is not the game to criticize the youth. This is not the game to criticize the youth. And I'm not saying that he's the best footballer, but this is not the game to criticize the youth. More than criticize the team. Because at the end of the first half, most of us would probably believe that Jamaica would be down. They were in the game, and I think if at that time the coach had taken out Haka and put on a more robust running midfielder, I think we would have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Or would stay in the game a little bit longer. All right? Let me give you who play well. People say Vassal play well. Listen, man, I want to know what Vassal. Nobody no walk on Jamaica field today like Vassal and Haka. Let me tell you that. Look how many ball Lamar Walker won back. He ran back.
Mm-hmm. Tackle, yeah, that was impressive for me too.
The man tackle, man. Vassal was walking, and that has been Vassal's problem. He walks too much on the field. Right? Vassal walk too much on the field. So anybody listen, you can say King play well, Speedy play well, Brown look well. I mean, based on, I don't think Taxi play well because the man enough to head the ball. Taxi for win the header. We tired the ball coming in, squares coming in, and every time it go up on the side with Taxi, the man then win the header. Taxi needed to have won that header. Because I rate him and he's an experienced player, he should not have allowed the man to head the ball over him. Because that ball, the man go between Taxi and King and head the ball in the goal. Both of them were there. So in terms of Taxi, I would say that Taxi to me, average game. Average game. King, I'll give him some credit. Speedy play well. But the only other name, Javian Brown. The only other name is Lamar Walker.
Mm-hmm.
None of the substitutes did anything. But this does not mean he gets an automatic pick in the squad. It don't mean that.
Right.
Yeah, what say you, coach? Maybe you disagree with me still, though.
No, man, me agree with everything what you say, man. Me agree with everything what you say. Honestly. They're I mean, people say Vassal look good for real, but I probably have something different to say about that. I think early on in the game, though, he might, might look a little better than initially when the game start off. But other than that, it look like we lose him. You understand?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, me agree with what you say, man. Me can't disagree with nothing what you say right now, honestly.
And even the wingers, coach. Like, you notice our wingers are, if you look at how Leon Bailey play a wing for us,
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Lowe, who again normally play over there, Junior Fleming, Bobby Reed, they're always taking on people. We
Mm-hmm.
always say we want Leon Bailey to take on the players. So now Lamar Walker taking them on, we say must pass the ball. When
I'm,
Leon
prob-
Bailey,
I'm probably that was his role,
there you go. That's what I'm saying. When you understand me? So we want them on them to pass the ball when them dribble, and when them dribble, you understand me? When them pass the ball, we say them need to dribble and take on people, which is what he was doing. I'm saying that if he were losing the ball when him dribble, you can't say take long to pass it, because when there's no options, again, when you don't have two midfielder, if you had one more midfielder like Speedy beside him, maybe he'd have made more passes. But Haka not supporting the player enough. He's not. He's not supporting the player enough. So when he was on the right side in the first half, when Brown blasting down, he get all the space to go inside. That's how the football is played. So we may look at it and say if you pass it, give Brown. That don't look like Paul Hall system. Paul Hall never used to pass ball out on the flank. Paul Hall used to cut inside. Remember what him do when him go to Mexico? That's how Paul Hall play. Paul Hall used to play out there sometimes and then burn inside. When you give Paul Hall the ball outside, him don't go down the flank to the wing back. Him cut inside. So maybe that is what he's telling the man to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Listen, even that goal now. You tell me now, why Haka never pass the ball to the keeper?
That's what we were complaining about. But Coach Devon said a negative pass is not the best pass to do.
That is not a negative pass. That would be a goal preventing pass, even the pass to the keeper. That's a negative pass is when you're under no pressure and you play it back. When you're under pressure and you play back the ball, that's not a negative pass. The negative pass is when you have options in front of you and you play the ball back. The man had no forward option and I try to play the ball across the goal. Play it back to the goalkeeper. Play the ball back to the goalkeeper. Simple.
But you see the one of the goalkeeper, Mecto?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That now is a bad. I mean, he was doing the right thing, but that is bad. Haka was doing the wrong thing. So you can, if Haka was doing the right thing and make a bad pass, we could understand. He was doing the wrong thing. All night, the ball was played back to him, and he's trying to play the ball forward. That is the right thing to do. He just made the pass bad. And a bad pass Haka make. He give away the ball. Two different things to me.
Listen, totally give it the ball.
Coach, that's not a bad pass. That look like a bad pass to you. That's not a bad pass to me.
Man, fling of the ball, yeah, man. Oh, boy.
Yeah, don't play the ball across the goal. Don't play the ball across the goal. And obviously, it is something that they practice. because it's King who got the ball, you know. Because you see King went white out on the right, and Brown had gone all the way up. So he plays the ball into the midfielder. You see, that is one of the issues that, you know, so if Speedy get that ball, we wouldn't lose it. It's conditioning, you know. It's conditioning that is affecting Haka. Him don't have the condition to play that long. And when he's tired,
So you know when you're tired, you're gonna make errors, you know.
Exactly.
When you're tired, you're gonna
Exactly.
make errors. No doubt about that.
Well, let me say
So
a couple of ball where we impressed with, you understand me? You know, I notice some of the players them never play, so I don't know what that says.
like who?
Akwasa Chang, Devante Campbell. So those two didn't get any game time. You know, I was surprised that Jordan Fletcher played.
So long.
Yeah. So sometimes I think, like, I don't know if the coach needed to see more, or you know, or never have no option, because sometimes a coach in a practice game, you keep a player on the field long. I think he felt like, listen, I know what Low offer, I know what Taxi offer, I know what Brown offer. So let me look at, you know, Howell. Let me look at, but he still left Speedy out there because, you know, I don't know. But I just feel like the players who never come on, they're probably not going to be a part of the squad right now. Yeah. But and Shaw never play as well. Tevin Shaw.
Yeah. I thought though what the coach would have done, you know, is actually what you'd say now. Give an opportunity to more players. Like you play one in the first 45 and then play the other in the second in the next 45. But that's not what happened. So obviously the coach has a different objective from us, which it should be. But
Yeah.
it goes to show also Manning, that we can't read the coach, you know.
Yeah, I listen, Paula looked very competitive to me. To me, he looked like at halftime he wanted to win the game. I think after the second goal, him say, "Hey, this don't make no sense. Let me put on some of the players."
Yeah.
You understand me? I felt like
As
he
a
was
game
in it.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. After being nil all for the first 45, it was like, you know, we can push through this, you know.
Yeah.
And that was probably the situation with Paul. And it's not bad, but like I said, he's competitive and he wanted to, you know, make an impression in this game.
Listen, and listen. I watch a lot of local football, and I think there's a lot of potential. I think King and the Busy Atkinson and the Devante Campbell, a lot of potential. But at the end of the day, I think the coach has players that he knows, like, once these players are available, these slots are, you understand me? It's almost like he knows that it's going to be hard for Busy Atkinson to get into the thing when he has his best. You understand me? His best set of players right now. And that's what I think we need to understand, that sometimes when a coach don't select players, it don't mean that they are not good enough based on what he wants to do. Because I wouldn't select Busy for, like, I wouldn't select some of these guys for the Mexico game. I am selecting the players, the better players who have been playing. I'm not going to get rid of my Antonio or a Jamal Lowe who is available so we can bust a youngster right now. I've been using certain players on the Ravel Mars. I'm going to use them. All right. I'm going to use them. And then if we lose and we can't go through, then I can now go back to some of these other guys. But yeah, you're muted, coach.
That's what I'm thinking to Mannings. That's what I'm thinking that he's gonna do. If things don't work out the way that he wants it to work out, then these players they will definitely we'll definitely see them going forward because they don't look bad at all. If he gets a lot of time with them, then definitely transformation can occur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big up to Cataract, Uncle Devon, Coach Devon. Big up yourself. And we have Formula joining us. Hold on, I know Formula
Yeah.
this.
Big up,
Respect,
coach,
coach.
respect. Um, couldn't watch the thing. Um, big up to the team. You know what I said? Um, just come in on the game. The result I'm really predict. I'm not really take no pleasure in that, but I don't really take a pleasure and I predict that result. As I said, anything more than 3-love would have been really cause for concern. Um, but we have to do some serious analysis. I want to rewatch the game again, but before the game, we used to say Jamaica is Haka plus any 10. I think it's any 10 minus Haka. Me have to have a serious talk with my brethren, Simon, car in pre something them, it is bound to happen. So all the people them who were in the comment section I said when Aka is playing central and the park, nobody will score against Jamaica. Okay. You can all shut up now. Because it has happened. And it was bound to happen one day. Soon. Because that was just an experiment waiting to. I can't really let me tell you the truth, coach. I just a man run out. I can't really judge the team harshly because of Aka. Because the CDM was not present and therefore everything break down. So the defense, they run at the defense a lot. The ball not getting up to the thing quickly. So but just have to just call it as it is, yeah. So one ball game play, we never get embarrassed, but at in parts of the second half or whatever, even in parts of the game, it was schoolboyish. Those mistakes, like I said, I love to see ball occur or hear him, you know. Um, that things that eat and pinnacle could make an emptiness. It's, I feel a way about it. Come next week Thursday, also. But I don't think anybody signed their name to break into the Jamaica side. That's how I said. Nobody not signed them name. Um, couple man, I don't think they couldn't make the step up. They were just names that people kept calling out for, but they couldn't make the step up. Um, I don't know what to read. I'd love to hear what other people. I don't know what to read out of the game.
So,
King, who I was expecting big things from, never looked like a sure, composed defender. Just look okay, that's ordinary. Um, Javane Brown probably looked the best of the defenders. Kemar Lawrence, but it's a mad game, really and truly. Our footballers seem to want to hold on to the football too long, um, so the game slows down. That's it.
all right, let us hear
Lose the
from
ball a
Devon.
lot in attack, so probably never lose the ball a lot when they attack. When they got possession and got into the attack, like Lamar. I hear people going on and on about him. I know we won't get any statistics for this, but you sit down and count the number of time him lose the ball and the number of bad passes in the attacking third. So it's just a game, really. Nothing to excite, nothing to write home about. But I want to hear the other analysts.
Devon, go
Uh,
ahead.
I think it's a game of two halves. The first half, I could see what he has been talking about, that he wants to press people, and it worked in the first half. In the second half, when they come out, I think they come out a little bit lackluster. And when he started ringing in the change, it started change the whole game. Everything start go downhill. You know, I mean, it's a work in progress. I am not gonna judge anybody from this game, because if you look at it, it was a young Jamaican team. Um, I don't think anybody is gonna break into this team from the players who haven't played yet. I am looking at only 4 players, and those are the 4 players that already played in the World Cup qualifiers. And that includes Speedy, but I see him holding on to his knee. I don't know if he will be fit in 7 days to play a World Cup qualifiers. But I think Javian Brown asserts itself. I mean, I think he, as Cataract said, he looks to be the best player of the Jamaican contingent. King was trying to do a little, but I need to see a little bit more of him for me to say, okay, he's the next defender in line to take over when the older guards like Damian Lowe and those leave the park. I mean, there is a Johnny Talbot. He wasn't there. You know, he's another young one. I just think that it was a little bit too much. You're at altitude. You're playing a very good coach, Peru team, which is coached by a World Cup winner, Ricardo Gareca, the Argentine. And beside him, you have a legend, Alberto Solano. You know, I mean, Cataract know a lot about him. He plays in England, at
Newcastle.
Yeah,
Nobby.
you know, I mean, but I think there is something you can look at and says, Paul is trying to implement something going forward, and we just have to work with him. We just have to give him what he needs. You know, I am not gonna say the local players are not good enough. I see potential. You know, with good facilities, good coaching, down the road, I think we will get better.
Hold on, just coach. Andrew Nicholson Smith, what do you want us to do? Tell lie? Did you watch the game?
No, but Cataract, that me
What,
can't go
what,
lie.
no,
Make you
but
man
what you want?
talk, no man.
No, not you. No, I'm talking in the comment section.
No,
I'm
but
saying
make
the
him
man said the
talk.
whole away negative.
No, but Cataract, if you
We're not
pick out
negative.
that one comment
But all
alone
of the
just to
panelists
highlight.
them not talk yet.
Everybody
But
not
him said the whole panelist picking.
But that's why you should have ignore it, because everybody not talking.
But are those 2 panelists talk already?
2 people talking. And I think Devon was not negative.
Not being negative. None of us negative. We just saying.
Exactly.
Well,
So
I mean, if that was negative, then I think he needs to go back to school.
Tree love. Great.
Anyways, you finished, Devon?
Yes, I'm finished.
All right, over to Formula.
You know, I think there are a lot of positives to be taken from this game, to be honest with you. I think it was very encouraging for me personally. I know Cataract seems to disagree, but I'll ask you guys this one question. How many long balls did we see in this football game? I want the answer to Cataract.
All from Haka. All from Haka.
Guys.
Including the stupid one when we had 3 attackers holding the line and him just beat the ball over the top. but the goalkeeper's distribution was a lot better than we are accustomed to.
True. But I asked that question to make the point of, you see what Paul Hall is trying to implement, and you see the vast difference in, what Paul Hall is trying to implement versus what was taking place under the previous gaffer. I think that the ability of the players in question would have hampered, Paul Hall's ability to be able to really implement it in the manner that he would want to. I think the ability of the players in question has to be taken into account, right? There, especially the players in the forward line are young players in terms of from the perspective of their exposure on the international scene. From that perspective, they are young. And to be fair, many of the players out there have not played. Many
Young
of
are
them
inexperienced. Because none of them are under 20 or under 23.
inexperienced at this level, Cataract. That's what I've made that very clear. Inexperienced at this level.
Because you and Devon are heard with is young.
Yeah, man, young in terms. I get what you're saying, I get what you're saying. I understand your point in terms of the age.
Cataract, but there's some young players on it. King is, how old is King?
King is like 20. King are like around
They're
20.
young players.
Yeah, they're young.
And he's balanced out by Hacker. Well, actually, Hacker would balance out the two of them.
But Lamar Walker is young.
Yeah.
They're all under 23.
He's 21. Lamar is 21. So it was a young team, even from an age perspective, but especially more so from an experience standpoint. Many of them have never played at this level. Some of them nowhere near this level previously, right? I think the most important thing for me personally was not necessarily the performance of the players, because I never really expected any of them to really trouble or to make that big of an impact to, put themselves into contention for squad selection for any of the World Cup qualifiers. What I really wanted to see from this current gaffer was just an improvement in what was taking place on the pitch. And except the substitutions, barring the substitutions, I thought for the most part the substitutions were poor from Paul Hall, right? But what I did see a great improvement in was the team looked more organized, right? On both sides of the ball. The style of play, we saw a style of play, we saw a system, right? We saw certain patterns of play, patterns of movement. The team, especially in the first half, we had more purpose in possession of the ball because the players seem to have understood their roles and functions a lot better than what we saw with the previous gaffer. Where under the previous regime, a lot of the times the players looked clueless on the ball, that they didn't know what to do, right? And I personally was very encouraged by the performance of the team. As I said, most of the substitutions were garbage, couldn't understand them, but just from the standpoint of how Paul Hall had the team playing, especially in the first half, I was very encouraged. I agree with Mr. Porter. I think the players started to get a bit leggy in the second half. I think it's a combination of a number of things. I think for starters, the players not used to the pace of play at this level would have contributed to that. Mr. Porter mentioned altitude as well, right? And I think those kind of contributed to some of the players being leggy in the second half. The substitutions was kind of breaking up the flow of the game as well. One player that kind of did impress. I mean, we know what we get from Javian Brown, top player, right? Maria Javian Brown, long time, right? Especially his intelligence in defense, his intelligence, his footballing IQ is top notch. The player that really, really impressed me though was Jordan Fletcher. I think his first half performance was very, very good. He played that false nine role very well and did very well where his link-up play was concerned. in terms of the patterns of movement to find himself in those pockets of space to provide that link up play, that linkage, and that one-touch pass that was linking up well with players around him. And again, he's one of those that got leggy in the second half as well. I think Akosa Chang should have been given a run out. Again, I don't agree with the substitution. But all in all, I think it was a very encouraging performance, man. If Paul Hall, gets a better crop of players to work with for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, which he will, I think we can look forward to signs to come. One last thing, Haka needs to go.
Coach, I can chime in before you, Dre, please.
Hold on. When we read the super chat, then you come in and then Dre. Brian Sims, big up yourself on that super chat. Low is an essential part of the backline. His absence proved this. I hope Busy will be a part of the team going forward. All right. Go ahead, Manins.
Yeah.
Followed by
absent.
Dre. Huh?
Manins, you can probably answer. Low was absent.
Yeah, man. When he was substituted.
We were 1-0 down.
When we were substituted, I guess
we were
he's
down.
saying that when he was substituted. That's what I'm gathering from what Brian is saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Dre, for allowing me the time. I don't know if you got the stats right, Coach, because again, here's where I am at. Do we have a better selection of players out there? Yes, we do. But based on tonight's performance, I cannot understand why so many persons seem to be giving Lamar Walker a hard time. So I'm going to read some things from tonight's game. All right.
Before you read it, Manins, there is a message over from Facebook. Big up yourself, Marcus. Lamar Walker, man of the match for Jamaica.
There you go. And his ratings is the highest of all the players. It's 7.1. Speedy is at 7. All right. Lamar Walker, minutes played 90, 0 goals, 1 shot, accurate passes, 35 out of 37, 95%. All right. 64 touches, dribbles succeeded, 2 out of 4, 50%. Accurate long balls, 2 out of 2, 100%. All right. In terms of his defensive effort, duels. Duels won, 11 out of 17, 65%. Aerial duels won, 1 out of 2, which is 50%. Fouls. I mean, how many times he was fouled in the game? 6 times. How many times he committed a foul? 1 time. All right. He was dispossessed 3 times. All right. So, no, I don't think he's the best footballer in Jamaica. I don't think he's the greatest of all time. But I think on tonight's performance, it is unfair for people to say he had a poor game and he's not good.
He didn't have a poor game. He had some bad touches, though, to be fair, Mannings. He had some good touches and he had some bad touches. His decision-making was off to Mannings on a number of plays. Held the ball too long sometimes.
Let me tell you a couple of things. And Cataract alluded to this earlier. When you watch the game, you have to look at how the team functions. Cataract said this. The fact that you had a midfielder who was not coming to support the play in Haka, it is going to make other players look that way. When he held on to the ball, there was nobody most of the times. So he had to dribble to create the space. That's part of the issue. I will keep having this issue. And that is why, and Cataract said it earlier, we don't agree on everything. But here's what he and I can agree with. That the liability that Haka sometimes is on the field is this. Because he doesn't show up to support other players, it makes other players look worse than they are.
Yeah. That's a solid.
If you're supposed to come and collect the ball from me, if I lose it now, I'm going to look bad. I am the one who's going to look bad enough, though you are not where you're supposed to be, so you can assist me. I end up looking like a fool because now I'm trying to create a pass or create space because you're not there. And I think that is what happened. So, coach, you have the man them say a lie, no? So I know you want me send you the information or you have it.
I was just asking Manners if you
What
can
are this?
tell us if you
The
can tell
stats
us
for
the
Lamar
stats
Walker?
because
Yeah.
The source.
I don't
Coach,
see it.
put
I
it
don't
up,
see
man.
it on SofaScore.
All right, coach, put it up, coach. Cause coach have it too.
No, I don't think Lamar Walker was bad. I think
Coach have it too.
the thing about it is I think that Paul Hall seemingly was trying to run a lot of plays through Lamar Walker, get him on the ball to, be that player on the ball to make things happen. Right? He was lively throughout the game, right? He was a busy bee throughout the game and was very involved, for most parts of the game. But some of the touches were good, some of the touches not so good, and his decision making sometimes was poor. I don't agree with Mannings on that though. Mannings, there are a number of times when the pass was on, especially a forward pass for Lamar Walker to make that pass, and he chose to
Well,
hold
how
the
many
ball.
times did that happen throughout the game,
A
man?
number of times I
A
saw it.
number of times.
A
Okay.
number of times. The passing.
All I'm saying, if the stats are lying, I don't want when we have discussion.
But Mannings, but let me help you out because they're saying that is not true. I'm looking on my phone right now.
Okay.
Lamar Walker, Speedy Williams, two of the best players on the field. 7.1 Walker, 7.0 Williams, two of the worst players on the field. Javon Watson, 5.0. Amal Knight, 4.9.
But coach, those are subjective stats,
But that's why. If we use SofaScore, it's similar because I can click on the player
I just
right
can't
now.
see anything on. I can't see anything on SofaScore. That's what I was asking if it's SofaScore we're talking about.
7.1, 90 minutes, one shot rather. Accurate pass is 35. No cataract.
It's not on SofaScore.
I was just inquiring which is the site because I'd like to be able to analyze. I'm not saying I can't say management lying, just read out something.
What is thing name again? What's the name of
you muted management.
Put up Fresh God last comment. Cause Fresh God I get no man. Put up Fresh God last
Fat
comment.
Mob.
Yeah.
Fat Mob?
Yes.
Put up Fresh God last comment and you'll see it.
Hold on.
Fat Mob?
Right before Cranky, right there, it says stats come from Opti Index via FOT MOB.
Yeah man, Fat Mob. It come from Optane Index.
Yeah. Opta Index, sorry.
Fabian for Lamar Walker play okay, but he missed some open forward passes.
That I agree with. But to say that he's not good and he never but it is what it is.
I don't think anybody said he's not good. I just said that the game was just
No man, not you, Cataract. Not you.
Oh, cause as the CC Lab said me I wait for beat the player. I'm not beat nobody. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell you say I can't judge anything because let me tell you.
There's no stats on something there.
Javon Watson is a very excellent representation for Jamaican tourism and customer service.
Cataract, can you hold that point so that Dre does game point and then we can segue into something else that you would want to say? Let me hear from Dre first.
Anyway, yeah, man. Good evening, gentlemen of the panel. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up on yourself, as usual. So, my take on it, Formula, I agree with majority of the things you say, except when you mention Jardy and Fletcher, that lose me right there, so. But your opinion, that's still. Javian Brown, Damian Lowe, Taxi, and Speedy, those are regulars. We expect them to move forward into the Mexico squad. Lamar Walker, although Amal never have a good game to say the least tonight, I think he actually going to be the number 3 goalkeeper going into that squad. I seen enough as far as ball distribution from him, which it wasn't impressive, but it was an improvement for what I've seen over last couple of games. Otherwise, from that, the youngster King, also a centre back, he stood out for me. And on this Lamar Walker perspective here, I believe that maybe he was playing to the instructions of the coach on what to do out there on the field. And hence the reason why he draws so many fouls and try to create and force some plays to create spaces for the forward, but he just never let go of the ball at the right time, especially inside of the box. And there was chances because maybe that's not his game. Normally he would shoot, or normally just dribble down the wing and cut inside and shoot. But maybe that's the instructions of the coach that was carried out by him tonight. Hence, he get play of the match. But I believe that he also played himself into strong contention for the Mexico squad. But if I was to choose, and I think, being biased, I think I would have still picked McGee behind Ravel and DJ for that Mexico camp third spot.
Tarek, you were making a point. You're mute. Look like you're mute.
No, yeah. I practiced the mute button. No, I was just saying that I want to congratulate Javon Hacker Watson. Going to be a good ambassador for Jamaican customer service. You know, gave the ball up easily, didn't cause too much of a fuss. Certainly didn't attempt to, touch any Peru player in a thing called a tackle. And most certainly, nice guy, no problem, Jamaica man. Amal Knight get a bad rep tonight because 2 of those goals was not his fault, bad man. Hacker in Jamaica, no problem. Here is your steamed fish and your coconut water. Have it. Score, my friend. So the one him just give it the ball. And the last goal, the man never attempt. Like a man would have make an attempt to close down. He from the ball went over, and I saw him in the penalty box. I said to the people as watching, see goal here? Because they took about 3 different passes. And he all know him to reach out of the 18-yard box to close down the man. The man had all the time in the world. Call him girl. Call him matey. Do everything else. Buy him lotto ticket. And then shoot. What do you expect the goalkeeper to do? When you give a player that time and space to shoot because the defensive midfielder is not closing him down, what do you expect? It's a beauty. Amal Knight guessed right on every occasion where the ball was going. But it's just too much to ask of him. I'm sorry. And in the first goal, that's the one that troubled me the most. King and Low not jumping. Do you recall when the shortest player on the field out jumped Mariappan Low?
Yeah.
Do we recall this out jumping when Matthew Happe out jumped Low and his defensive partner? It keeps happening. That's the one point in the game that concerned me, that we are still conceding headers from across.
Yeah. It was
and the 2 defenders just flat-footed.
Yeah.
Ball occurs a lot of mouth. No, he needs to come at us. Coach, the players are average. At best, they're average. Put a lot of heart into the game, but with a side like Peru, football is not a 45-minute game, it's a 90-minute game. And by the 70th minute, Peru had just locked up the game and it just became a kickabout.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not an impressive performance or good performance by any stretch of any imagination. Get that right. What a team does with you when you come and they think that you've come to park the bus, they'll play around with you, figure out that you're not fit, and then just come out like a thunder in the second half when they figure you are gassed and just take advantage of that. It's part of the footballing strategy. as Devon alluded to before, we are talking about a World Cup coach. We are talking about a player who has played in the World Cup. I think Solana has, but he certainly spent many years at Newcastle. Was never traded or released. He retired from Newcastle. You know, I see people saying that players understood what at some points in the game we were at 6s and 7s. At some points in the game we were at 6s and 7s. So I would have asked Formula to tell me about this passage of play. I never see a team try. I saw heart.
To be fair though, Catara, when under the previous regime in the World Cup qualifiers, and the whichever game you want, the last game I can think of where I saw, the Reggae Boyz really put down the ball on the ground and string some passes together. The last game we can think of when that happened was against Costa Rica. To be fair, the players put the ball on the ground and a number of, in this particular game, we had over 400 passes, And
just
in this particular game, we have never cracked the 400 mark in the World Cup qualifiers, As a matter of fact, in a lot of the games in the World Cup qualifiers, we don't even crack the 300 mark. In most of the games at 200 and odd passes we make.
At an 84% passing accuracy.
Exactly. So I can't agree with that, Kata. As I say, yes, the ability of the players comes into question. The ability or the lack thereof, in terms of measuring up against their Peruvian opponents.
Formula, maybe you can confirm to me. Roadball TV with this nonsense. Which minute in the game, which few minutes in the game did Jamaica have 24 touches of the ball?
I don't know if it is 24 touches now, but there was one stretch when myself and CC were counting.
They counted 18.
Around about 18.
It was about 13.
Yeah, man. And they passed the ball from the defense into the midfield, and it was when they reached in the final third to trying to, penetrate. They
took a wild shot.
Right.
Yeah, the player got a little bit reckless.
That was impressive for me. You see, even though the players might not be the players going forward, the fact of the matter is we saw something from what the coach wants his team to do. Even if these players weren't able to carry it out, I am impressed, because if they are not the A team and they were able to stretch it as far as it could have stretched, I am definitely hopeful to see where the A team comes in and see how they will now adapt to what the coach wants to do. And that's what I saw. I think it was, we know it's a game of two halves, but for me, I was happy with what I see in closing off the first half. All right? Because, again, I reiterate the point that it is important for the players to play the way they did as the B team, so to speak.
Coach,
so
if I like cranky comment, Coach.
Coach, I just want to say,
good comment. Devon,
let me just say
this. The comment, Coach.
The one, the players exceed our low
expectations. Is that a lie? I think what is spot on. The players exceeded our low expectations.
That's what I'm saying. They adapted to what the coach wanted to do, and if it is the B team, then I have to be impressed.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm not going around that. Then when we go into the critical analysis now and cut and dissect, then we're gonna have different things to say. But just looking at the surface of it, it's been a while. I've not seen the team play the ball out from the back, make the passes into the middle, and try to force an attack. It's been a while I've not seen anything. And if these are the players that are the B team, then I'm impressed. Go ahead, Formula.
Every single kick-out coach was short passing out the back. And even when we were pressured by the Peruvians, you saw patterns of play that would have helped us to evade that pressure. It never worked all the time, but you at least saw the attempts to implement those patterns of play, to play out of that pressure. I think there were a lot of positives, man. But me I got beat Paul Hall
And
because
hold on the formula before you start take up the strap. One thing I realized that happened in the second half, I think Peru made a tactical change. They
and
didn't
Hall
make
never adapted.
they didn't take off any player. But what I observe is that Peru realized that the Jamaicans were all over them. They were running to them. They weren't able to match up with them in terms of leg speed. So what they did, they slowed down the play in the first half, and that's what threw us off our game. And there wasn't any answer for that. So I have to think about that in terms of the coach's what do you call it now? If he was into that moment of the game when the play was changed on him. So it was like
They took the sting out of it, coach.
exactly. They were basically gearing down.
Yeah.
Because they could not keep up to the turbo speed of the Reggae Boyz.
And that is what I was going to beat Paul Hall about, because I think his reaction in the second half is partly to blame as well, right? I don't think he reacted well to what was thrown at him in the second half, and I think that's partly the reason. That and also the poor substitutions, unnecessary substitutions as well. You know,
But formula. You see that tactical adjustment. It was something that not many people can see, or could see, because you just slow down the game,
But coach, I was
and start
watching.
to make small short passes, and the tempo of the game basically they adjust.
Yeah. But coach, I was doing my watch along, and we were pointing it out on the watch along immediately that Peru rather, was taking this thing out of the game and slowing it down. It was obvious to us how pro license coach not see that.
Hold on, stop. GNM network, what thing? I have to stop this. Hold on,
everything you
let me say
can
something.
see, and everything you can see in a
Coach,
formula. You see, and that's why you need
Lima is not at altitude. Lima is a coastal city. On the topic, Lima is on the coast of Peru. High altitude that I talk about. Go ahead, Devon. I just want to put a stop to that.
Yeah. Famila, I just don't agree with you to say you don't understand how a license coach don't see that. You're not looking at the game that we're looking at. Look at the Peruvian player. These players played in a full-blown professional league, and you're taking some of our amateur player out of Jamaica to play against those players. And it was a fast game in the second half. Peru comes out in the first half rather. Peru comes out in the second half and says, "Okay, you dance to my fast beat. Let's see if you can change your pace and dance to this." You understand? They play a cat and mouse game like a chess and move the ball around us. Okay? If you look at the Peru players, 1 touch, 2 touch, maximum 3. That's enable you to play the ball quicker. While the Jamaican players try to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches. Now, when you hold the ball for so long, now you invite people to come at you and close your space. And that's all the Peruvian did, was to close your passing lane, that you can't go forward. You have to be playing the ball backwards. Okay? And backwards mean negative. Nothing going forward, nothing diagonally. That's all they did.
I agree with you Coach Porter. I agree with you 100%, right? But I personally just think that part of the reason, I think there are a multitude of reasons that would have led to the second half display. I personally think that part of it, Paul Hall, I personally think should take some of the blame for it. That's my personal opinion. More for a long time, more defend my Fletcher point, because I see if the comment section beat me earlier for my Fletcher talk, Me not take back my Fletcher talk, Guys, rewatch that first half. I'm telling you, a lot of the linkage that was taking place right in advanced areas of the pitch was as a result of Jardine Fletcher's movement and his impressive link-up play. A lot of the times we were able to progress the ball in advanced positions was because of Fletcher's movement and link-up play. Me not take that back.
Me agree with your formula.
Me
So me
not
I
take
got me I got join that something there. But it was not one of the
He wasn't a goal
consistent.
threat, coach.
Huh?
He wasn't a goal threat. That I
Right,
would
and
agree.
it wasn't, and probably persons are looking at at a forward to be a goal threat. He was
Yeah.
basically doing some link up play with Peter Lee Vassell because they were all teammates. But for me, it wasn't a consistent thing in and out of the game. For me, it wasn't consistent. It wasn't a long lasting. It wasn't in every aspect of the forward thrust. Nah, but in few moments you could have seen it for him. He basically he ran hard as well. But for me,
True.
his decision making in terms that he wanted to get the ball at his feet to shoot so badly. That's when he get the ball, he wasn't composed. So him just kick with the ball. He was like being Chris Gale, hitting the ball high in the sky.
Coach,
You know
that
what I mean?
one play, coach.
No, man, I'm more than one time kick the ball high, man.
One
Some
player me
snapshot
remember.
on them something because you wanted to kick so badly.
I remember there was one particular play where Peter Lee Vassell laid it off to him and he rushed the shot. Him could have taken a second touch, create
And
some
that was the
space.
link up play that you're talking about. They linked up well there. Because the ball came from outside to Peter Lee. Peter Lee passed. The ball was passed to Jardine. Jardine passed back to Lee and Lee passed back to him. So yeah, they had a lot of link up plays. I was impressed with the link up play. More than one player where we're doing the link up play. I had that as a part of my takeaway in my notes for the game.
Me no business who want swing belt in the comment section. I think Fletcher in the first half played very well. Me not go rewatch the first half. Fletcher played very well.
So, coach, I want to put to you formula. If Dre start the game, I know man would have seen the game. At any point in time, did Jamaica look like threatening Peru? And I don't have the whole stats. How many shots did we have in total? I know in the first half we had 3 shots with 1 on target.
5 shots in total, 1 on target.
That's not a side that's threatening anybody.
Yeah, but Cataract, to be fair, and this is where ability comes into play now, ability of the players in question, because a number of times, think about this, in the World Cup qualifiers, how many times we'll be watching game and it's very, very few times you see Jamaica even get near the opposition final third. In this particular game, we got to the opposition's final third on a number of occasions.
And not by individual work.
Exactly.
You could see where the ball was building up from through the thirds.
Play, coach.
I think
through the thirds.
Play. I think the final ball is what beat us. The final ball was
absolutely.
in this game.
Here's what I think, right? I think we need to remember. I think a lot of these players, I could be wrong. I don't know this as a fact. But I think these players were told, listen, this is your opportunity to impress, to see if you can be a part of the setup. 1. If it doesn't work, some of you will be calling on in the future. But you have an opportunity to impress us. I think what that did is that when we got into the final third, which is where I agree, the build-up up to the final third was very good. Especially sometimes we got it in the middle, then we ended up going out on the flank. I think this is where some people said, no, Lamar Walker had a couple of those passes. I think a couple of things happen in practice games like this. And it has happened to me before. Where when you get into that part of the team, because you're trying to impress, it becomes more individual play than teamwork. Because you want to score. You want to make the final pass. So you lose your patience. You lose your composure. You stop thinking. You kick a big shot like Jordan Fletcher. you take one touch extra, you make the wrong decision. All because you know that if you were to score, if you were to do the fancy thing, if you were to do the brilliant thing, you may cement your place in the team. All I'm saying is I think that the conversation in the beginning could have influenced what happened in the final third. But the truth is, for a long time, it's the first time I've seen a Jamaica, and I can go back to all the other practice games that we played, even where we scored goals. Think against the USA. I think we scored against the USA in that practice game. This game, to me, though we lost by 3, the team with players of less quality looked a whole lot better. Playing against a Peru team that had a game a few days before us. So they are coming into this with some level of match sharpness and preparation. A team that is also ranked almost 30 differential in terms of where we are ranked as nations. So when you look at those things, I would say those factors may have contributed to some of the poor end product. But the build-up from defense to midfield, to me, looked more cohesive and made more sense than a lot of the World Cup qualifiers, the Gold Cup games that I've watched, and even going back to the friendlies. This is one of the friendlies I would say we lost, but it's way better than the 2 games in Japan. It's way better than the
No, it can't be better than the Serbia game in Japan. We played well against Serbia.
What?
We played well against Serbia.
I'm gone.
No, man, I agree with Ketarak on that one, man. The
What are you
Serbia
talking
game
about?
was a good game. The Serbia game was, I think you're talking about the U24 Japan game.
No.
Against Serbia?
Did we
We
defend
balled Serbia in the first half. We went into the break 1-0 up, and the game ended 1-1. I think you're confusing it with another game, man.
me?
Yeah, man.
I want you to go back and count how many times in the Serbia game Jamaica made 8 passes.
Remember the Serbia game, the only reason why we lost the game, you know.
Listen,
It's a different team. Team.
Listen,
We didn't lose the game.
We didn't
No,
lose
we didn't.
the
We
game.
drew the game. I'm saying we could have won the game. Remember that
Here's what I'm saying to
Andre
you.
Blake had the header on and just lost that step of pace when the Serbian defender took the ball off his
Go
foot.
back.
Yeah.
All I'm asking you to do is watch back both games. Look at how this game, you had Richard King playing the ball to Damian Lowe, playing the ball to Javian Brown, playing the ball to Speedy Williams, to Kemar Lawrence. I want you to watch how many times Paul Hall was able to get this team to do the same thing for the duration of the game until the changes. And Peru pressing could not stop it. And find. And I want you to find in the Serbia game 3 sequences of the consistent thing.
But
this is a team that go ahead. But I want us to watch the game together. I want you to watch the game and come back and tell me.
Mannings, to be fair though, a lot of the passages of play in the Serbia game, right, especially the ones where we were really shined in that game, was that we were hyped for a large portion of, especially the first half. We were high pressing the Serbians, an intense front press. So you couldn't say we strung a lot of passes together because we were winning the ball very high up the pitch. And it was causing the Serbians a lot of problems.
All I want you to
remember, is a 3-4-3 we used in that game, which is a formation that is renowned for high press.
I want you to watch the game again and look when Jamaica had the ball. Look when Jamaica had the ball. On more than one occasion in this game, we had the ball, we were pressed. It's not like in the Serbia game when they weren't pressing us. We were pressed by Peru and we broke the press all the way up to the middle third.
Facts. I know.
On more than one occasion.
Yeah, man. Facts.
And all I'm saying is that the result is better, right? The individual, let me tell you this, in the Serbia game, a lot of individual skill and work did it. This team wasn't based on no individual skill of one person.
Yeah.
The coach got the team to do the same thing coming out of the back. How many balls did the keeper kick out that we didn't win in this game?
Not many.
Not many.
The ball distribution was a lot better in this game.
From Amal night.
But then you have a,
hold on, we have a call online, and it's one of our
resident
panelists. Go ahead,
Stan.
So coach,
yes.
I think Manning's man is spot on.
Yeah, man, I agree
It's
with
Jamaica. It's Jamaica's best first half in years of playing football. Years. So people don't realize this, which is, first of all, we're playing out from the back. We are pressing from the front. We're disrupting a very ball possession team that they weren't totally comfortable. Even though they have people comfortable on the ball, we were making passes to our players in a similar shirt in their half from deep. Now, the only problem I had in the first half was the midfield wasn't playing close enough. Look at how they play. They have very short passes, and they continue upfield playing short pass. We don't do that. We're playing it really deep. But we were very, very good playing up from the back and playing it deep. The problem I had with management alluded to and others, which is the decision making in the final third was atrocious, especially by our winger. They had passes inside sometimes just to make a short pass inside.
Hold on, your line a break up. Crash.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I apologize. You can't hear me.
Yeah, we're hearing you now.
The point I'm making is that sometimes one pass beat two players. You don't have to go try to beat those two players. So the players who are playing out wide have opportunities to pass the ball to their teammate in good positions in the final third and didn't take those opportunities. They try to dribble or make bad plays. And I don't agree with formula. I think in the first 15, 20 minutes, Fletcher was okay. But subsequently, his game eroded as the game progressed. He was even walking like Hacker sometimes. When most players were trying to track the players they're playing against or try to press, he wasn't pressing as much or covering certain areas to make sure those areas were not open to be passed by the opponent. But I was very, very proud of the team in the first half. I thought it was our best first half in years. No Serbia, no Japan, no US, none of those games where we look comfortable on the ball, finding players, making 20-yard pass to people's feet so they can do something with the ball. Even with Haka on the field. I'm not going to beat Haka, but even with Haka on the field, we're still doing those things. That's all I have to say, Coach. I'm just proud of the team tonight. I don't care about second. It's a friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It was about, can we really demonstrate what Paul Hall is trying to institute, which is trying to play pressing football, quick passes, find your man, play it from the back. Don't, the keeper, you could fault the keeper on some of the goals, but is it fair? I think the third goal was a brilliant goal, even though he was close to it. I thought the team, even though they lost 3-0, should walk away with their heads up and not feel dejected about their performance. I thought the first half was brilliant.
Yeah, man.
So, all right, Coach.
All right, Cranky, big up yourself.
Can I say something, Coach?
Hold on. I think people are misinterpreting what Manning's man was saying.
I agree.
Manning's man is spot on. In Serbia, we played better, but we weren't a possession type of ball game, making passes. If we played like this in Serbia, we probably would have won the game. But this game, our build-up play, which includes possession, moving the ball through the various thirds, transitioning was good. Full stop. Go ahead.
I see a comment from Badass. Them now get your preacher man formula, just love to contradict. I don't contradict for the sake of contradicting, right? I made the same point that man.
Hold on, formula. I want to love dig out it. Then some of them.
Yeah, man. We have to dig them out, man. We have to dig them out, man. We have to dig them out, coach. But I made the very same point that Mannings is making. I made it earlier, talking about the patterns of play that we were using to evade the Peruvian press. I spoke about this. What I disagree with, so I agree with Mannings 100% where that is concerned. The small part I disagreed with Manning's man is when he said that we played better in this game than in the Serbia game. I disagree with that. Now, his point about, juxtaposing two games from a build-up play standpoint, I don't think the Serbia game is the right game to juxtapose that point with, because it's two different types of games.
No, you know why you use it
why you use
formula?
it?
Because it
The score.
would have been one of the best games that we would have played. So
because
he's
I
matching up
challenged
that
him.
game with this game, being that it would be one of our best possession game that would have played. Even
I
though
challenged
the
him, coach.
possession is
Yeah.
39%.
But I see his point from the build-up play standpoint. But to say the game was a better game, I disagree. But it's two different type of games. It wasn't build-up play we were really predicating our game on in the Serbia game. It was high press. Go through, Ketara.
So here come a coach program, and now I'm going to bring the program that discipline. See those who are campaign. Yeah, man, I said Richard King better than Ethan Pinnock. Roadball TV, yeah. Just say your campaign for Mr. Speed for president, no man, and bother the foolishness.
Cataract.
When they get them something you're from.
Cataract.
Hey, me I gotta start put on the football boots, you know.
Cataract, stop.
Me I start put on the football boots, you know.
You're an intelligent man.
Me I gotta start put on the football boots.
Because they might take the platform to do some different thing. Brother, how can a man come on the thing and say no, okay. because it is being seen by many. It is disrespectful to Ethan Pinnock, who is a footballer which we need. We need Ethan Pinnock.
But Qatar, one thing I can say. Hold on, Qatar. Hold on, Devon. Hold on. I believe that Qatar can sometimes formula pick out the comments them when that are what you call it now, against what they are saying. Everybody is entitled to their opinion in a virgin. If a man say about Ethan Pinnock and the world no see it in the comment section, what about the folks that are listening? What about the folks that are listening? Not everybody can
to make the point, coach.
Yeah, man, but I understand. But what I'm saying to Cataract is that he picks out a comment like that. Nobody hears. They are penetrating what the panelist is saying. So when you pick out a comment like that and highlight it, then you are highlighting the fact that this thing is a problem. And then you make everybody who are listening, I hear that.
So what is a coach? Are the people in the comment section can't read? When the people listen to the video, they're going to, somebody's going to believe silence is consent. I'm not giving silent consent to foolishness.
Cataract, just ignore foolish comment.
That is silent consent.
That is no silent consent, Cataract. If you are saying something to me and I ignore you, that doesn't mean that I'm in agreement with what you're saying.
Just leave those things
One
alone.
of the best sign of defense is if somebody is talking to you and you're not paying them any mind. That doesn't mean your silence is that you're agreeing with the person. No.
Are you afraid with the saying that how evil propels in this world is when good men do nothing?
So you're saying that to say, of course I'm okay with that saying.
Cataract.
But how evil and good men come in this
Cataract,
form,
let me tell you what's happening. There are people in the comment knows that you are somebody who likes to contest certain things. They just want to send your blood pressure up. You understand? So just forget it. Just make it fly over your head. Let it go on somewhere else. Because if you don't read it out, the world won't see it, as Coach said.
The world can read. Devon.
Cataract, you see, is a minute percentage of the persons who are watching the stream. Cataract, is a minute percentage of the persons who are watching the stream are commenting.
Okay, Ethan Pinnock is a Premier League defender. Are you gonna?
You don't really comment. The man saying ready for go. The player ready for go Aston Villa.
But to be fair,
King is a
he
okay
never
defender.
really had a
Hold on.
King just had an okay game.
Hold on. Let us hear from this caller. CC, go ahead.
Why not beat Getter? Cataract, the man better than Pinnock in the air. Boy, Cataract, I love dig up the comment from we out of one graveyard. Hey, coach, but big thing though. I don't hear any of the panelists talking about the Sean Beckford, you know. Oh, the man a collect him ball under pressure and I release him ball under pressure, you know. But he's speaking about the player and we need a winger in our team. Right now we don't really have no winger. If you really look into it on paper, there is no winger. We don't have any winger. No Karim Paris, no Bailey, no Demari Gray. We don't know if the man can call Jamal Lowe. The only person we have is Fleming. So Pamela can shake his head, but we only player we have is Fleming right now. Deshaun Beckford to me is a player I would call. Deshaun Beckford. Out of home tonight.
CC,
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, man, me I hear him, man.
Yeah, dude, my boss.
Yeah, man, me I hear him, man.
But CC, Beckford barely did anything after that header and goal. He was absent in the game for and basically nowhere to be found for long portions in the game. After that header and goal, Beckford did very little in my humble opinion. Before the header, he was very good, but after the header, very little from Beckford.
Well, let me ask you a question. Vassal, out of Beckford or Vassal, who are the better game?
That is
Vassal.
subjective, you know. That is subjective,
Vassal.
you know. If you ask somebody
No,
else.
the reason why I asked
No, hold on, CC. If you ask somebody else, you know, they might tell you one different name, you know.
I'm going to tell you why.
Only
The
CC
reason
I
I
tell
asked
you
the question
Beckford. Only CC I
is
tell
that
you.
Vassal is in the middle of the park, central in the ball game. Everything is supposed to be going through Vassal to go to the forward line. Yet still, I think Vassal never had a good game.
No, but
Vassal's
CC,
work rate is poor. And
CC, Walker had more touches.
Vassal is the reason why Fletcher never have a good game. You know?
But CC, Walker had more touches than all of them.
No, but I'm saying to you that Walker had touches coming out of something that Beckford had touches. Beckford had a lot of touches. The issue is that when Beckford has his touches, Beckford is almost always under pressure. Normally when Beckford is collecting the ball, a defender was always on Beckford. Beckford was always collecting his plays under pressure. And for him to like be one of the least experienced right there and collecting the ball under pressure, coming out and passing the ball under pressure.
No, but
bro.
CC, I agree with you.
Unless to me, we watch
I
a
agree
different
to a
game.
certain extent.
But I can tell you that.
CC, I agree with you. I agree with you to a certain extent. You know, whenever Beckford got involved in the game, he was decent. But the moral of my story is that he was absent for large portions of the game, especially the second half. And as I said, after the header and goal, he was absent for after that for most.
But I'm just saying, remember, he was being played out of the game. I'm just saying to you that if you look at the game, and the next thing too, if you watch the game, you can see that the game was not a game that was played to win. Some people are going to bash me for this, but there was no intention to win this game. Because even the changes that the coach made, the coach didn't make no change to get back into the game. The coach didn't make any change and switch up anything to get back into the game.
That's true.
Because if the coach wanted to get back into the game, the coach could have changed the formation and got three at the back and switch up some things. But the coach didn't make any change to get back into the game.
I agree.
So on that basis, I when I watched the game didn't look like a game where the coach wanted a victory per se, more so than to see his strategies being implemented. And even the players that are not in the squad now, if they watch the game, they would say, okay, that this is the way the coach wants to play going forward. But when you come to the World Cup qualifying, you know that, for example, when a Javane Brown comes up, the coach is relying on Javin Brown and Timor Lawrence to square to make that to square the ball in the box. But every time every opportunity Javin gets, Javin is making a square across. So if you realize his strategy, the coach is trying to implement a strategy. So I think a lot of us are approaching the analysis from a point of, oh, we want to win the game. Everybody wants to win a game, but this game tonight wasn't about the victory. It wasn't about the loss. It was about how do we transition from defense to midfield to attack. And I think the transition was there. The only problem was there was the final part and the decision making in the final third. Because if you realize Fletcher had to be dropping back to collect the ball. So Fletcher basically it seemed as if we were playing with a false nine. When Fletcher was supposed to be the out and out striker, the outlet where you get the ball into. So as I said before, if anything, Bedford would be a player that I would bring in the squad. A lot of people will say, "Oh no, this and that," but at the end of the day, I think Bedford King is a rough time to get King in the squad because three of the players that played tonight at the back line is going to be starting players. Damian Lowe, Javin Brown, and Kemar Taxilarine is going to be starting players in the team. That's three out of the four that played at the back. So it's kind of difficult. And then you have Mariapa to come in, you have Liam Moore to come in. So it's kind of difficult for King. If King does make the squad, I wouldn't say nothing because he had a good game. And I think he had a better game even in the Cavaliers game over Topi. So I would really play, I would even probably pick him in the squad. And I would pick
CC,
in the squad because we need a winner.
CC,
Yo, Jay.
big up yourself. Why mention Liam Moore and Mariapa? You never mention Ethan Pinnock, boss.
Oh, Ethan Pinnock did that too, man. It's just that I'm not sure. You see, because Liam Moore was in the squad already, and Mariapa was in the squad already. Pinnock, I would love him to come, but he was never in the squad apart from the one game that he came. So for me to call his name, it would be optimistic of me to call him.
So you rather call a man who hasn't played injured right now and hasn't played since November over Ethan Pinnock name?
No, that's why I'm saying to you that no, I would not. I called a name.
But you just did. You said Liam Moore. Why mention Liam Moore if you haven't played that long and injured right now? I never mentioned nothing about Ethan Pinnock.
Then that mean you could carry Ethan Pinnock. So I'm not alright. The issue is I'm saying that we can call if Ethan Pinnock is willing to come and he gets the call. Maybe he has gotten the call already. I'm not sure. The only reason I mentioned Liam Moore is because, as I said, he was already a part of the squad. I understand that he's injured, but as I said before, he's injured. Then you have Mariapa, you have King. As I said though, King can make the squad, in my opinion. Something that Beckford can make the squad, in my opinion. Beckford can make the squad with Flemings. Because if person was saying I would rather call Beckford than Blair Turger any day. And a lot of persons might not take that, but I would rather to call Beckford.
No,
because first of all, Beckford have control.
Can't agree with that.
Beckford have control.
So Turgot have control.
Number one thing, brother, Turgot never look good, brother. He never look good in my opinion. When we see him play for Jamaica, he never look good.
Come on, CC, I can't get rid of one there, CC.
Come on,
CC, I can't get rid of one there, CC. The best performance a winger gave in the 2020s, the year 2020, was Blair Turgot versus Costa Rica. He created 5 goal scoring opportunities in the game, 5 sitters in the game, and they were missed. And I can tell you the whole of the sitter them right now off at the top of my head. Right, this is a player that plays at a much higher level than Beckford and has better numbers at that higher level than Beckford.
Well, I don't know, brother, but Beckford, I rather Beckford. I tell you, Beckford, Flemings, Low.
You've had a hard day at work.
Hold on, the CC,
Yes, sir.
the CC is for Cornwall College.
Yes, sir.
Clarendon College.
Yeah.
Oh,
Comedy Central.
Clarendon.
oh God, that would have
The one
explained a
thing-
lot, you know.
Yeah, the champions of 2021 Champions Cup. But we understand still. You know, 3-year running champions, 2 Dakar Cup and a Champions Cup. But you understand champions are champions.
No, we
But
don't
I
understand
still-
you. We don't understand you. And you need to think that the boxers are coming in. Brother, you watch your goal
Yes,
cup?
sir.
You watch it. No, you don't.
Oh.
You see, when you're not coming player, we can't beat and I'm a beat equal opportunity beating.
Got paid
Oh,
well in the Serbia game too.
But yes, you going to say that? The man had one
Let
bad
me have
game and
pick.
he was put on the opposite wing to where he normally plays at. Right? So, I'm not get that, CC. I'm not get that.
All right, CC. Somebody
No, but
else.
I'ma show you
Somebody else.
something.
Call waiting, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Do it.
All right, cool. Guna, what up? Welcome to the show. Hello? We are here, you know?
Big up.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show.
Oh.
You're live.
Okay, we're going to the panelists, the regular panelists. Hopefully everybody all right and feel nice like how me feel nice.
Mm-hmm. What say you?
So, first, me analyze the game. When I see start lineup, me I say, all right, 2 debutants. So me I expect good things from them. And me not lie, I was really, really impressed with Richard King. Him look ready. It's not a case in which you know a defender just make some big clearance or anything like that. The man look ready. The man look commanding. The man take ball under control. And one of the key factors when we realize, and is that he's very good with the ball at his feet. I saw him making 3 line breaking passes, break the press. 3 of them in the first half. 3 of them when time the Peruvian press with. He make 3 passes straight to speed in the midfield, breaking the press. And me I said, no man. Me I watch him and I said, no man. I can't JPL him really try and learn them something here. He looked like him I watch World Cup Premier League football. But I was really, really impressed with him. Beckford, very, very good footballer. Under pressure. I like when wingers, I love when my wingers can take the ball under pressure and maneuver. Love when ball can take the ball under pressure and can maneuver and open space and can pass it off as well. So I was also very, very much impressed with that as well. The first half there, you could see the team shape. One of the biggest factors in football, team shape.
Absolutely.
When a team of shape, and as much as we beat Aka in the first half, as the first 20 to 25 minutes, Aka and Speedy hold the team shape and keep the shape of the team. Until when time he start walk and in realize the game of greater from him and use them that the Peruvian midfield really, really fitter than him. But the shape of the team, when Mr. Lawrence go forward, Javi and Brown sit back a little bit, creating a tree. When Javi and Brown go forward, Lawrence sit back, creating a back tree. Some of the time when 2 of them overload and either left or right wing, either of the midfielder join up with that overload. So, me like how me see, really like how me see the first half though. Me still see a little thing in the second half where me worry about, and it seems like the Jamaican mentality. When a goal score for a week, we're going a little shell. Even though we still try and play football, you can see that the players them adapt to the philosophy of the coach. You can see that the players them are trying. Despite we go a goal down, they were trying to play the coach's system same way. We go 2 goals down and still try to play coach system. Now you have to beat Aka for the back pass. You have to beat Paul Hall for have Aka and the people so long still. A fatigue cause the back pass, because they know that when they're tired, when they're on the football field and you're tired, you're prone to make them kind of mistake there. Then you have to beat Paul Hall for that. Even though right through the game, you could see that he was managing the players. Managing players must speak to players. You call over Fletcher, you call over Walker, you call over Vasquez. They must talk to them, I tell them, say, do this, do that. Like them things, say, need them a sitting to happen on the field. If there's a mistake, need them a sit, players a fall out the line. So Price they not call over Haka. They know them spread attack.
I'm to call over Aka. If him call over Aka reach the half line, him drop down dead.
Kuna.
Yeah.
Big up Aka's PR team. Una work, bad man. Una work. The PR team surrounding Aka. Brother,
No, man.
You are respect YouTube at that.
Military good.
No, remember, you must say
Military good.
No. Not for 1 minute did Haka hold the shape.
No, man. No, Ketter. I don't agree with that.
No, let me interject, Guna and Kettera. You know, when we say the team hold the shape, when we don't have the ball, you see the defensive structure, the setup of each player playing their role. So even if Aka was not tackling, he was boss or what we want to say. When we don't have the ball, he was in the place that he should be playing. So he must play him role. So we can explain that part.
But coach, on the offensive side of things now, right? Was Haka where he needs to be when he needs to be there in this particular game?
No, that is a different aspect from holding the shape when they don't have the ball.
And that's a shape point.
So that's a different aspect.
Military.
Formula, you see. Yeah, all right, hold on, formula. You see, there's a major difference. It's when you attack, for example, when I tell you to attack, after they over to left, almost play left wing. When I tell me see that, me not go hide and talk. When I tell me see that, but in a defensive aspect, yes, me not say him run and I go tackle, but him stand up in the hole. He stand up in the hole where you have the supporting element. You have Vassal team right. And you have something the team left. You have Vasla float team right, and you have Speedy move around for the left hand side. Speed was way more involved though. Now go hide and talk. But in the same sense, what I'm talking about, the whole shape. Going forward now, I just say that now. Going forward now. Well, I'm not going forward now. If team shape normally take team shape normally now. Team the normal whole shape when I'm go forward.
Yes, we get that.
Different.
Yeah.
So
but yes, it's a free flowing thing when you go forward.
When
you
use
5 channels.
Yeah, all right. I will apologize to military. Hold on 1 second,
Let me ask you.
Hold on 1 second. No,
you don't have shape when you're going forward. That's why I'm here now.
All right.
Hold on.
We'll
address that. But
let me tell you this. Let me tell you about when you're going forward. Yes, when you're defense, you will not yet. Just listen, please. Yes, when you're defense, you will not find a defender at the center circle. You will not find that. Yes, when you're attacking, you will finally defenders break the line by dribbling through one of the players just to break the press. So defense. So when you're going forward, you find out that people move out of position to facilitate.
Military, you're talking variation. There are a lot of variations in build-up play.
I agree. All right, so for example, do you find out that the wingers them interchange? Exactly. And then you have a striker or drop. Listen, you have the striker or drop in at the central and come support the wingers them and same. Would you say the striker will shape if him dropping at the midfield? Have to come support the midfielders them? And that's just a part-time role.
Hold on. Let me just say, I don't argue with nobody. I would love to hear Coach Dev myself. You have a shape, you have an attacking shape. Everybody just run up and down by the field and run.
No,
anybody.
Let
me finish. Let me finish.
Variations, Qatar.
Let me finish. We don't know the big word. No player can just run up and down by the field and go where them want to go in attack. It's not head take your game. I know this is a football play. Football is a very strategic thing. And I just want to say to you, if it's one position, we know as CDM. Thank you, Anthony Grant. The role of a CDM in attack is very specific. It is to be there to provide an outlet for when the play breaks
down.
To
If they
recycle the ball.
turn the ball, recycle is a word that I
Yes.
heard.
To
Recycle the ball.
Yeah.
If your CDM is squatting down like a lady by the side of the road in the 18-yard box, who in God's name can the attacker recycle the ball to? I'm going to use the term. You have a rule. That's why some of them are called box to box. Because if you're not there, hold on, last if you are not there, you cannot overload. Hold on. If you are not there,
agree with you. Agree with you. Agree with you.
But
I agree with you. The attacking thing.
Can I say something?
Yes, family.
I want to apologize to military because initially the vibe I was getting from his, I realized I misinterpreted things a little bit, right? When he was speaking earlier. So I will apologize where that is concerned. But I understand your point about, the whole variations and, in build-up play, there are a lot of variations, etc., right? So, things will look different in the attacking transition.
Agree. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. On the flip side to that, though, in this particular game, I realized that Haka wasn't necessarily an out-and-out CDM. He was interchanging. He was interchanging the role of the number 6 and the number 8 with Speedy Williams. So there were some plays. There were some plays when he was a number 8. There were some plays when he was a number 6, right? And we saw.
You realize how much time Speedy pick the ball from the defenders them?
Exactly.
And recycle the ball.
Exactly. Yes. And I realized that there was a lot of interchange. There's quite a bit of interchanging going on the pitch. Props to
Beckford and Walker.
And not only that, Fletcher and number 10 Vassell.
Beckford.
Fletcher and Vassell as well too was doing it. So we saw the interchanging taking place to kind of switch things up, to kind of spice things up, to be unpredictable in attack.
Agree. I
organize the opposition defense because we're talking about tracking runs and all of that sort of stuff. Interchanging, there's going to be confusion taking place. However, though, one second.
Very important second.
Just remember the point in your head, Cataract.
Fresh God and the man.
Familiarize yourself with the mute button.
It's an important thing, man.
Boss, just lodge the point in your head.
Coach, the man them where I try to do the jug deal and then something upon this and I think this. Come out of the chat.
Okay. Fair point.
Fresh God don't deal with them matter there, brother. We don't have anything around them something around here.
Yeah, I never realize. I think of footballing matters here, house cleaning matters here. Right. So, but here's where I kind of have an issue with military's rhetoric now, right? Javon Watson, all right, fine. I understand the point about him trying to be where he needs to be on the defensive side.
First 20 minutes, remember that no.
His positional play
first 20 minutes.
Yeah, he never said for the entire game,
Okay.
The entire
first 20
time
minutes
he was on the field.
Okay, cool. So even throughout the entire game, there are a number of plays where his positional play on the defensive side of the ball
poor.
We can't find adjectives, right? But my thing is, Haka needs to get the hell up out of our team because in the attacking transition, I always say rate Prime Haka. Prime Haka, I'm a baller. This version of Haka has no business being in this team. And in the attacking transition, he is an albatross around our neck with his lack of mobility. It is killing our attacking transition and our build-up play and build-up structure. Especially when you're interchanging the role of the number 6 and the number 8. Go through, Mr. Porter.
I can never pick himself,
Well said.
Him for the Patriot thing and turn down the call, Mr. Porter.
Guess what? You see, you down in Jamaica, drive up to New Kingston up at the headquarters and tell them, listen, don't pick Haka. You understand? Don't pick Aka. Because Aka never pick himself. So we can't, with all due respect to him, he served us well over the years. We can't just beat him. So. You know, one day he must cry out, you know.
But
he must cry out one day. So
if the cry out already in a one man day, in a one man
never
day.
pick himself. And if
Porter,
if you don't put academy on the paper and say report to camp, you're in a squad, it won't turn up.
Yeah, but him can't. No, but him can't say him.
Don't
yeah, so we have to
follow
respect. We have to respect what him do for Jamaica.
I
You
agree.
understand?
I agree.
Over the years.
I agree.
You understand? And just give him that respect. And let's not talk about Aka anymore.
We can't entertain the foolishness, Mr.
Let's
Porter.
not talk about Aka anymore.
But Mr. Porter, with the greatest of respect, we have to talk about Aka. He is a serious encumbrance in our World Cup dreams. We need to depart from Aka. We're not going to get to Qatar with Aka.
I think we're giving him a lot of mileage.
Coach, because he's one of the main issues.
Well, on a formula, he's not gonna be in the something the game. He's not gonna be in the Mexico game. So we don't need to overly discuss that player right now. No disrespect to him.
Yeah,
but I think I give him too much mileage.
So,
but Sir Porter, I was very surprised.
Starting team.
But Sir Porter, I was very surprised, when I was watching Manning's Man, I Am Sure Sports show earlier. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the vibe that you were giving off, Mr. Porter, and I was very shocked, Mr. Porter. You of all people may not think me that did hear this from Sir Porter. You were basically, the vibe that I got, correct me if I'm wrong, was that Haka was a better option than Joey Desert.
Listen, I am going to say this, and I'm going to say it with no apology. Age catch up on Haka, but a Haka compared to a Joey Desert is the mile east is from the west. Okay? And I'm not saying it with no apology. Aka has played about 90 games.
Mr. Porter, sorry. Mr. Porter, you're saying it with no apology. You can't say
I'm not apologize.
No, what you're saying is that you're not saying. No, you're saying you're not saying it with no apology. What I am saying, you should say that I am saying it with no apology.
All right, man. Okay,
grammatical corrections.
Acknowledge. Listen.
Grammarly.
He is better than Joey Desert.
Yeah, I agree
at
with
the
that.
Age, hold on up. At the age of 38, the legs have left him behind. But a Joey Desert in Aka's prime cannot.
I agree. But Coach Porter, Sir Porter, we're not talking about Haka prime. Haka no in prime now, Sir Porter. We're talking about this version of Haka in Sir Porter. So I agree with you from the prime standpoint. You're spot on 100%. But this version of Haka compared to Joey Desert.
Yeah, so that's why I said the legs have left him. He's 38 years old. He did not pick himself.
Military
still up on the line.
Anyway, that they want to say something.
Oh,
right.
got you.
Hold on. A caller is on the line. Caller, you have to turn on that background though.
And if Andrew Nicholson want to throw a battle, tell him throw it all in one. One is going to bounce off and hit him back in the head.
Online. Caller, go.
Super cat.
I make that one quick,
Yeah,
but coach, me say me lie down in my bed since evening and me I watch the match. And me I tell you, coach, a whole heap of years, me not see Jamaica play a first half like this. Me say, coach, it was refreshing to see how the ball just a move from the back and go right up. to the third coach, from the goalie to the defense, to the midfield, to the winger. It was a breath of fresh air to breathe me. I tell you this, coach. And another thing is this. When I say Aka in our match tonight, that was Aka farewell match. That's Aka farewell match. And that's why the coach never really take him out so quick still. I am that. He just finished burning him out and done. You understand? But if you realize, the coach took off the important player them that he's going to use. Okay, so maybe I only King. Maybe I only King we see what are the new guys them in the next picture. But we thank Akap in time and we respect what he have done for Jamaica. But all I could see on the field is a belly pumping in and out, taking here. You know when fish push them head out of water and I grab for here. As some say Aka belly on the field, coach. So we can't take any more of that. We don't know disrespect. Trust me. It's full time now for the Jamaica national team to depart from Aka. But it's the best first half I've seen, coach, in years. Thank God Almighty. Thanks for the changes, coach, and respect to the panel. And let me tell you something. This is breaking news, like Jay Weather said. Breaking news. And the first, coach. God bless you now and take care.
All right. Bless up yourself, Carla. Big up, big up. Jay, your time, breaking news.
Yeah, so as we saying one of the last video them, is a pressing issue this, and I did break a news about Greg Lee limp off with an injury in his last game for the club. So now, from this game tonight here, we see a left back come on, we play for Waterhouse, Ricardo Thomas. Did we see anything from that left back that you could say he warrant a spot moving forward in the World Cup qualifiers? Because that's a pressing issue right now at left back. Depends on the extent of Greg Lee injury, and the coach was forced to sub him 56 minutes. So if it wasn't that serious, I don't think he would have get substituted. Yeah, but Amari Bell have some issues, remember, within the administration and him. So we never know if that get ironed out yet. So that's another thing of concern too that we got to deal with.
There was one play where he did pull off a very good skill move and got himself almost injured. But apart from that, miscontrolling the ball going out of touch, you know, he had that one moment of magic when he beat a player impressively. But apart from that, no, I don't think him ready.
Yeah, but to be fair to him though, I think he has had the least amount of times. He was a late call up. He didn't train with the team. He just went over there. The rest of the players, they were in a camp. You know, he also played. I mean, he played the league game. It's just by, I don't know, he got in. But what I'll say is that the fact that he got there and he got game time over some other players is saying to me, either Paul Hall, for example, saw in training.
Looking at him.
Right, or he wanted to see him because they brought him there. He may have seen like Akwasa Chang, for example, in training, Devontae Campbell in training, and know their youthfulness and whatever it is. And he said, okay, this guy just came in for a couple of days. Let me put him out there, see what he has to offer, and also preserve Kemar Lawrence, who is probably going to be my starting left back. So let me
straight games.
Yeah, right. Three.
But Manning, separate and apart from that, do you think he has the footballing acumen to make the cut?
I think he could have been a second to Kemar Taxi Lawrence over the years. I think a lot of the trips that we have had where it's only Kemar Taxi Lawrence, we have wondered, do we put Fish over there? Do we put Javian Brown over there? I think when he was initially called, he was taken back out of the squad for nothing. He never actually played. And we always wondered because a couple seasons ago, he was the best. I think he was like 17 when he was called up to the team, and he was the best left back in the league. This is when Kemar Bushy Beckford and Cardell Benbow was at Waterhouse. I think Duki was there. They went to the finals. at a 17-year-old, he was one of the best left backs in the league. They called him into the team. He just got dropped out. Never got called back again. Get called back now. And you know, I think there is something there. And he probably needs some more opportunities. I would not have him in this World Cup squad, but this is someone that going ahead in terms of the Nations League that starts. I would bring him along if Taxi is not there, just to be an understudy as a local player, in case some of the English-based players are not available. But I think right now, I think he's ahead of Tyreek Jimenez. He's ahead of Emilio Rosso. When you look at the left backs in the league, in the local league, the other one is the captain for probably Harborview. He's a very good left back as well, but I think Richard is ahead of him. You understand me? But I don't think he should be in the team right now. But you can't have a youngster get called up at 17 to the national team, and you don't call him back again until Monday. You tell him to fly to Peru, and then you're going to just what? Throw him out of the team again. We can't deal with the players this way. I think it destroys them. We have to find a better way of dealing with the youngsters. I don't want to see now you call up a team and we never. He's around 20 now. At 21. Okay. 20.
Ricardo Thomas?
Yeah, or he's 21. Okay. Think
that's a fair point, Manning. That's a fair.
I don't want to see like Apostle Chang not being called back to Jamaica team again until he's 25. You understand? I don't want to see that. So we have to find a way of, playing some games even against the Cayman to give these guys the opportunity to learn. I think instead of just calling them and just throwing them away, I don't like it because I don't see how it helps them or how it helps the program. That's the only problem. But right now, I don't see him as a fit into the team right now because we have Kemar Taxi Lawrence and there's Amari Bell, there's Greg Lee. We can go to a back three, but if somebody can be in and around for 2026 if he keeps improving, in my opinion.
Sorry, man, I just have to query.
I have one in Canada.
No, I have to query. Jimenez is a left back?
No, he's not a left back. He's a right back.
No, but you mentioned him. You said Jimenez is not ready for a left back.
This guy plays on both sides. So in the last season, they had Kimani Campbell playing left back at Waterhouse, so he had to play on the right. So he plays on both sides as well. I don't even notice today there was a ball that was played to him that he was playing on the left side and he tried to use his right foot to control it. And it went outside when he should have used his left. So he can play on both sides of the field. Again, I think he's ahead of the other left backs that I've seen in the league in that kind of age group right now. But he has to improve.
The Mornings, this information is saying he's 31.
Who is 31?
Ricardo Thomas.
Ricardo Thomas can't be 31. 31? He can't be 31 years old. That's not accurate.
While we
he cannot be 31.
While we debate the age of Ricardo Thomas, Coach, as we look forward to next week,
Somebody saying he's 30. Really?
I don't know how
that is shocking. He's 31 years old.
You just waxed on eloquently.
All right, no man, I'm going to find out. We can find out.
How old is he?
Hold on, coach. I don't want to divert.
Hold on. Make sure, coach.
Mr. Mannings, I fake news, man.
Make sure if it is incorrect, all of you retract your statement.
No, man, I fake news.
I am going to call.
Me, I say it right now. I fake news.
I am going to call. And
I don't think that is real. I don't think he's
31.
I'm not 31.
Yeah, no.
Why I never said that long time?
Yeah, we were just having a laugh when you looked a little bit unsure.
No, because
and I am sure looking unsure.
Coach, the truth of the matter is, as we look to the left back situation, I know people hate to say this, but I watched 2 Premier League games yesterday, and surprise, surprise, here are the facts. Well, James Justin is back. I would love to know if any contact was made with him while he was rehabilitating for that long time. He played on the left back. So we actually have 3 players who are eligible to play for Jamaica or for Jamaican citizenship who play both wings. Kyle Walker-Peters, James Justin, and Nathan Ferguson.
But Cataract, barring Ferguson, how is that going to help us right now?
No man. He was talking about the future.
Okay, cool.
He said Ricardo Thomas for the 2026. He doesn't see him for now. He see him for 2026.
Yeah. And he's born the 30th of August, and he's going to be 24 this year. So whoever got that information, it is inaccurate. This person up here, one bro God said that he went to school with this player. Hey, them people are lying. The man said, find one bro God coming, because one bro God saying go to school with the man. And the man at 31. Yeah, they are good.
It would also be fair to say that your pronouncement that he's 21 years old is also inaccurate.
That is true. Me say around that. At least I was bold enough to say around that. At least I am closer to his real age than 31.
No, about that age. But I'm saying,
you can't trust Wikipedia, brother. Wikipedia is not
a Wikipedia, that man.
No, but when I'm ready for quote from it, tell that to the JFF because them use a click on it and assess player.
Anyways, gentlemen, we have triple treat. We have triple treat after tomorrow, you know. And now it's minutes after 12. So we have got to shut down a bonnet.
Nobody now left for dance. People still there dance.
No man, but if we not left, we dance. But you got dance and wait till the last person I dance.
A 369 people in dance.
Cataract, do you go to the dance?
Yes.
And you wait until the last person remains in the dance?
Yes, because we can't lock off his sound. Before people mash up the equipment.
Oh, the difference is that this is not a sound. Anyways, but the time is late, people. I know you love what we're doing, but we really have to close off now.
Watch our roadway people. All right,
cool. No, big up everybody in the comment section.
I'm not running the people.
The people are there because they're interested. But if the coach have the
they say 15 minutes more. 15 minutes more. We work with that.
Check transfer market, and you can check the Jamaica
the Football Federation website.
Right, and then you will see him. But check transfer market. Do not use
Andrew. Don't use Wikipedia.
Don't use Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
All right, so we have 15 minutes. Let us utilize the 15 minutes and stop about it at the youth age. Use it wisely.
Can I say something about King?
I want to. Well, all right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead with King, but I had a question for management because this is the only way we can get through to management. But it's a star.
All right, Devon, big up yourself.
Big up supporter.
Big up.
So,
respect.
So, respect supporter. Blessed love.
Right, big deal. Right. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that big deal.
So two things, coach. Very important. Two things, coach. I have a question for management. But also want to respond to Donna Buchanan Lynch. We asked, which is what who I was responding to. We asked which strikers and left backs do we have available for the next match. I don't think we have much choice in terms of left back. Amari Bell would be the left back. The one that we had, other left back Greg Lee is injured. And in terms of strikers, management won't want to hear this, but the savior is still fit. His name goes by the name of Jesus Christos, aka Michael Antonio, here to save us. And then we have, I think Kemar Roof has a niggling injury.
He hasn't come back yet. I think he started training. I think he just
Andre Gray training, so wouldn't be Andre Gray is ready, stated such. And Jamal Lowe is actually a striker. And I know the JFF don't look in those directions, but well, there's Corey Burke as well. Who is available. And I know they don't look in that direction, but Jamil Matt is just banging in goals for fun. He's Jamaican, and in terms of left back, as Formula said,
East. Javan East.
we said strikers. And as Formula stated earlier, Nathan Ferguson could be called up immediately as a player born in Jamaica. He doesn't need no citizenship.
But is he interested though? Is he
I don't know.
interested?
You can call him. Mannings can update us on that on the Nathan Ferguson. And Mannings, I watched your program with Dan Burt. Mannings really answer my call again, you know. I tell the people publicly. Mannings man answer my call them on my WhatsApp. Them, you know. You understand? So stay there and talk like you talk to Jesus. Because you're there on mute.
You send me a text message. You didn't call. You didn't call. You send a text message. And I'm going to respond to your message because I spoke to coach. You never called me. But what you said at the end?
What?
Cataract is 15 minutes in man, so we have a
People, I want to the say, Mommy, Daddy, or Mars Tenet. After my body and my father, the body and the mother, take my card. Anyway, I want to ask you, because I was trying to call it there when you were talking to Dean Burton, because there's a player that I cannot get any info on, which is Callum Grant. Whether he was
I can do a three-way
or not.
I can do a three-way. I can do a three-way. I can do a three-way tomorrow, so you can talk to him.
No, but that's just a player that we just really can't get a handle of. Some people say my Ghanaian, some people say my Jamaican.
No, remember I did say that he and Paul Hall have spoken about players there. That so I don't know. No, I think it's up to Paul Hall. But
no, man, not to call him, you know. I just want to know about that particular player, if he's Ghanaian or Jamaica, Callum Grant.
Okay. But I know that he said he spoke to Paul Hall about players at West Brom that have Jamaican connections that he could look at for the national team, but I never got into the names. But I can ask him about the player.
No, he called a couple of names. Toller and another youth. He called two pretty good youth who are in the first team.
Right. So he did make mention. But I know he said that he's in talk with Paul Hall.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's what I was calling about. I just wanted to know. I was calling at that time to say, boom, bam, bam. Ask him about that particular player.
But ask him about...
He's scoring a lot. He's scoring a lot.
You told me to ask him about... but he's not at West Brom.
Yeah, man. Callum Grant.
No, man. You asked about the coach, but the coach is at Sheffield.
No, man. Not that coach, man. I'm talking about when Dean Burton was there. There's a player at West Brom who was their leading striker. Callum Grant.
No, man. What I'm saying to you is that you had asked me to find out about Coach Moore.
Yeah, man. No, that's a different topic. I'm saying that West Ham as a Grant, but Anthony hasn't been able to tell me nobody if he is family or if he's Ghanaian. So I just wanted somebody who was there to just verify it, because he's a striker who is on form. And he's young. He's pretty young.
It's 5 a.m. now, but so I'll call him in the morning and I'll check on it in the morning. I know his son wants to play for Jamaica, but he's a 16-year-old.
6'2".
6'2". So good option that for the under 20 team.
Yes, born after 2003, which is the cutoff date.
Yes.
So I hope he won't be quarterized.
And I know the guy named Spence. What they call it, Jed Spence. I know Arsenal trying to get him. He looks like a very good player.
Tottenham trying to get him.
Everybody trying to get him except Jamaica. Everybody tried to get him except Jamaica. Like Leeds. Send looking at him. But I don't know if Jeff is. I think it's pronounced Jeff. Nobody has been able to confirm second confirmation whether he is Jamaican. Only one person may know. But if somebody else has gotten that confirmation, I know when Dre say him link him up on IG, him like up the Jamaican flag and thing. But
when the reply, yeah.
When the reply, could have a Jamaican girl who can love the country. We don't know.
Owen is saying that he's not good enough.
Des Spence.
for Jamaica.
Mad. Jeff Spence.
I don't know. Maybe he's cracking
I'm joking. You're cracking a joke, man. You're cracking a joke.
Coffee didn't burn your cataract.
Yeah, cataract has been wasting a lot of time out of the 15 minutes.
It's good time. But not necessarily we said about the match. The match come, play and done.
Okay.
We weren't embarrassed. We weren't embarrassed. I said before, if the score was over 3-love, we'd have cause for concern. 3-love, you take it and go.
Yeah, man. Big up everybody in the comment section. We can plug right now. Dre, any weather sports, breaking the news stories, them, Aberview, Chelsea, Lakers, Dallas Cowboys, although we exit early in this playoff that just concluded here. So right now, if you're not subscribed yet, go over there, go subscribe to the channel.
Great.
Big up coach, that's all the time.
Chelsea look like Dallas exit the playoff. Lakers look like them exited the playoff. And Chelsea look like
Lakers not gonna win, man. Anthony Davis still not come back yet, you know. Second man, playoff not start till March, you know.
And Chelsea exit the top 4.
Mad man.
And Arsenal exit the Carabao Cup.
How far did Leeds go?
Take the beam
How
out
far
of
did
your own
Leeds
eye.
They have cataract. They have.
Before you take the speck out
How
of
far did Leeds make
Dre's
it?
eye.
How far did Leeds make it?
Oh, you and I in the same position. We're no longer in the
No,
cup.
no. I am in
How
5th.
far did you make it?
I'm
what?
in 5th. I'm in 5th in the league.
You're in 5th in the league? Or you might not have noticed what's happening. So
tell me.
Comfortable.
I'm in 5th. And I have a game.
I'm in
I have 2
15th.
games. Huh?
I'm in 15th.
I can't tell when last I've seen you.
I'm moving on up.
We can't believe that
To
on
the
the company
east side.
stream I have discussion about Carabao Cup. Eh?
Yeah, that's
Who
it.
jump out from who not jump out?
Yeah, the crab cup.
Seriously?
What
Anyways,
is
give your
happening?
final
What is
thoughts,
happening?
gentlemen.
I'll
Starting
say
with
this,
Munnings.
I mean, good to be on, man. Love the discussion and thing. Again, for me, I saw way more positives than negatives with this game. I like what I have seen for the first time in a long while. I like the way our team
30 seconds, yeah?
play the ball around. I'd love to know what is happening with Ivan Toney. I wonder if he's really Ivan Phony, not scoring any goals. So just want to know, you know.
Ivan Toney. He scored. What? Let me take my 30 seconds. Have you joined the anti-British player rank by breaking false news? Leave the breaking news to Dre anyway. Ivan Toney scored, sir, in the 3-1, and I had an assist. I have him in my fantasy league team. He gave me 20 points this week. Big up Ivan Toney. There you go. Coach, match came, match done. Not embarrassed. Lima is on the coast. It's not in altitude. Get the geography right. Players to come in the side. I didn't see anyone that would break their way in the side. I went to this statistical website, up the index via FOTBot. I don't know, not going back to that site again.
He did not say.
FOTMot.
I mean, know what you're thinking about, but anyways.
It's just because it's a robot. I didn't want to go to Shatter side.
Listen,
I didn't want to go to Shatter side.
Your time
I just
running.
I just said, outside after Javon Watson and Amal Knight, he was the next lowest rated player, Richard King. Okay, Roadball TV. So the PR thing for Cavalier, try again. Couple of players who performed creditably. That's the word I'd use. Creditably. You know, didn't disgrace themselves. Big up. Disappointed didn't see Akwasa Chang and the other youngster. Didn't see 2 attackers come on. And I was surprised about that when we were chasing a game. I thought they would have gotten at least 10-15 minutes to try and show their stuff. Yeah. Big up in this.
Formula.
No, I mean, I agree with Mannings, more positives than negatives. You know, we saw a lot of encouraging signs in terms of how the team played. You know, I was very impressed with especially the attacking transition and the build-up play. One of the things that I noticed as well is that, you know, under the Tapa regime, the team looked very static when we were in possession of the ball, right? In this particular game, you saw a lot of patterns of movement, so that is good. Richard King, I think he made a lot of mistakes, but his recoveries were very good, especially given the fact that he seems to have pace, right? So I think he recovered well with his pace, but to be fair to the player, he did make a lot of mistakes. And generally speaking, a lot of positives more than negatives. Don't really see any of the younger players that can break through the ranks. But, I'm very impressed with what I saw from Paul Hall, except the substitutions. I would have liked to have seen more, progressive substitutions. And also, I think Busy Atkinson should have been given more time as well. Shane Beckford should have come off a long time before he actually did. And Busy Atkinson should have been given a longer run out.
All right. Big up in yourself. Big up everybody. I just want to make a few comments. Formally, I don't think that the substitution were anything for me to look into, right? Because it had to do with just getting players out of the game, important players, and just putting in some people. I suspect that Paul Hall would have recognized that, me can't win that game already because he started with the same team going into the second half. So he didn't make any change second at halftime. So I was thinking he probably thought that he had a chance when the goal scored and he saw how things were going. Substitution probably never mattered to him in terms of trying to affect the game. My takeaway from the game is that I like the pressing of the team. I like the way that the team kept possession of the ball. It was impressive in my estimation. They keep the shape when they are without the ball. I like that. The transition from defense to the midfield to attack, that is another takeaway for me. I like how they set up, and I guess that's also the shape in attack as well. They did not rush to clear the ball. I like the confidence that they had on the ball in tight spaces in terms of the defensive end of things. They did not try to make a lot of long passes. They look composed. Some players look composed on the ball, but more so the entire team. The coach was actually busy on the line when he saw any good plays that he probably wanted to see because of what they did in training. He was, giving commendation to what they were doing. So those are the takeaways for me in terms of how the game was played. In terms of the moments of the game, I think that there's something that they has to look into, clean up that aspect of the game. But then again, I don't think this is the A team. So I guess when he implements what he wants to implement with the other set of players, then it could be something good going forward. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate the support. Big up to Maninsman, and please remember to support I Am Sure Sport or Ease Sure Sport and subscribe. Please remember to support the Formula Sport. Subscribe to the channel as well. Good content over there. Dre anywhere as well. Support that channel, the Breaking News Boss. Well, what can I say about Qatar? Just big up Qatar. Qatar is like the freelance man, You have no abiding city.
Coach, remember say we can play for any side,
Exactly.
You have a send with citizenship, You move like the GFF, A slow passport, you give man.
Big up yourself, everybody.
Right
And
now, I work for my Belgian passport.
you know the weekend TripleTreat kicking tomorrow night, and definitely we're gonna have a lot to talk about from this game. Still aspect that we didn't delve into, and definitely will be coming up in the TripleTreat. Big up on yourself. Until next time, stay safe, people.
Big up
It's style of your flavor, make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.